So we have spent the past 5 months turning proposals into GCs, and we have learned a ton. I can confidently say that today we are putting in extremely competitive bids and we are beating out established companies. This has taken thousands of dollars, a lot of man hours, and just a lot of work in general to get to this point. So I wanted to share with you some of the biggest takeaways from this past 5 months. So in the beginning, it's frustrating because you are basically shooting in the dark. You don't know a whole lot. You're good at your trade. You understand where how much profit you want to have. You know what your operating costs are roughly. You know what material, trucking costs are, but you don't really understand your market till you're putting bids in. You are, getting an understanding where other subs are putting their numbers in at. So this shit just takes time, effort, trial and error, and I'd say one of the biggest things that helped that we learned, and I didn't realize in the beginning you could do, was get feedback from the GCs where you landed. So for instance, let's say that you bid a project, right? You see this project you want to bid on, and this specific GC has it. You're like, okay, I want to bid on this project. So you get the plans, you look at the plans, go check out the job, you do the takeoff, you put the numbers to it, and you write up the proposal, you turn it in, just to find out that you didn't get the job. Sometimes we wouldn't hear anything. Sometimes, we would hear you didn't get the job. But it wasn't until after a few times that we found out, hey, we'll share with you where you landed so you guys can do better on the next bid because, we want to do work with you. So what I mean by that is they'll share with you in a percentage where you landed to the next bidder. So let's say that, bids are closed. The GC, let's say they didn't get awarded the project. They're like, you know what? We're sorry we didn't get awarded the project, but you were 15% higher than the next highest bidder. All right. So that's not like a whole bunch of info, but you know that you were high and you need to shave off 15% basically. So also keep in mind though, that where the market's at, like if things are slow, if there's a lot more contractors going after that job than normal, all those things kind of factor in. But basically, when you figure out that, okay, I was 15% higher on the next proposal, you figure out a way to shave off 15%. But keep in mind, you don't want to get rid of that profit, right? So this forces you to get creative and start thinking of different ways how you're going to perform the job, maybe different equipment, maybe, you can utilize material on site. You get creative, right? And then the next time around, you'll put in another proposal, right? And okay, boom. This time you were, 7% higher than second place. Okay, that's more info. So second place. Well, in my experience of putting all these bids in, first and second place seemed to be between 1% and 5%, right? And I know I was 7% higher than second place. So you can utilize that and use that on the next bid. So this just kind of helps you out to get your numbers down, and it really showed us how competitive the market actually was. If I look at a proposal we did in the beginning compared to where we're at now, which I have done, I'm like, damn, we were way inflated. What were we thinking? Why we were charging this for this? And so it's just a learning process. But we found a way to keep a nice profit margin, almost the same as when we originally started, just getting creative, right? So that really helped us out with, figuring out how to price the bids with feedback from GCs. That is extremely valuable. So utilize that. Build relationships with the GCs you want to do work for. You don't want to do work for every GC, but the ones that you do and that are reputable and that you can work well with, develop those relationships, get the feedback, and apply that to your proposal. Now, another thing is when you figure out the GCs that you do want to bid to, now I heard, through my talks with general contractors, they're like, we understand that we're not the only GC you bid to, but maybe you want to, give certain numbers to one GC and then certain numbers to another GC. And in this specific conversation, I told this GC, I don't bid to the GCs that I don't want to work with. We're not going to give any GC a different price. To me, that would be unfair. And, let's say you have 3 GCs you like and you're giving them different prices. That's not going to look good on you. And that's just not really being fair if you do like working with them, right? So my advice on that is to pick the ones you want to bid to because you like them, you've built a relationship, and give them the best number that you can, but keep it the same. I kind of, drifted off a little bit, but my point to that was that you don't have to just bid to one GC. Okay. So there's anywhere between 3 to 7 GCs bidding, as far as what I've experienced on a project at any one time. So obviously the more GCs that you bid to, the higher your chances of scoring a project are going to be. And, you want to win that job. So bid to as many GCs as possible that you like. And that, again, will increase your chances of winning the project. So, and then lastly, creativity, right? So when I say creativity, maybe you looked at doing the job one way when you originally bid it, okay? But now you need to get more aggressive. So change things up. I'll give an example. Let's say that you're going to do a commercial tilt up. You're going to do the grading for that. So, and let's say the Soils report is telling you that the material on site is good material. Okay, so in your proposal, and let's say there's export on that job, right? There's a lot of export. So if that material is good, right, and you need, let's say, aggregate base for the tilt up pads, maybe you can crush that material on site, lowering your import costs, because in your proposal, you're going to put import for aggregate you need for those pads. And then you're also going to bill in your proposal for the export of that material, the dirt leaving the job site. So maybe you can crush that material at a lower price per ton and use that for aggregate base, and then also maybe turn around and sell that good dirt to contractors in the area. Other dirt contractors always need good dirt, right? So you can turn around and sell that, increasing your profit margin. But you can use that, if you have your takeoff done and your Soils report and you see that I can use this to my advantage in my proposal, so I can make it more competitive, then do that. But don't stretch yourself so thin. Don't count on everything going 100%, right? Because you're not sure if you're going to be able to use that material for aggregate base. Don't plan on anything going 100% to plan, but you have to get aggressive where you can get aggressive. So just do it within reason. You'll over time you'll get comfortable. You know what you can do and you know what you can't do. So just keep that in mind. But the big thing I want you to take away is get creative. And this is especially in the beginning, because you have not built up a relationship really with these GCs. You're trying to get in the door and, say, hey, boom, this proposal shows I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to come in there. I'm going to knock this work out for you, and then I'm going to build this relationship. And once you get in the door and they see the good that you're doing, ideally you want to continue doing work for them, and then if you're building a relationship on trust and transparency, they might, not mind paying more to have you there consistently doing their jobs, rather than, having to worry about somebody that's going to lowball them and change order them to death. And because there's a lot of companies that like to do that. They'll come in, they'll make the number look nice and low, and then next thing they know, it's change order after change order after change order, and they're paying twice as much as they ever thought they would. So keep that in mind as well. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys got some value out of that. Again, this has taken a lot of time and a lot of money from both me and my partners figuring out. And so use that to your benefit, okay? This is a very exciting time for us getting to this point. We've done so much work, and now we are really set up for success. So it's only a matter of time before things really get rolling. So again, I also do want to say that if you guys need help with estimating, or you have any questions about the business, or you want to go deeper into anything, just shoot me an email, Vaughn@earthworksgradingandpaving.com, or info@earthworksgradingandpaving.com, or my partner Shane @earthworksgradingandpaving.com, and just let us know, okay? Or put a comment, or comment below, and we'll get back to you. All right. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video.